Authentic Experts with Kara James, the show that takes you around the world to share interviews with some of the most successful and relevant people on the planet. Hear their stories and get the most important business lessons they have learned on their road to success, and get exclusive advice on how to implement their success into your life and business. Authentic Experts with Kara James is brought to you by the Strategic Advisor Board and your host, Kara.
Good morning. I'm so thrilled today to have a special guest that we met, about 2 weeks ago. And I said, Donna, you have to be on the show. So I really want to help, get your message out and share what you have to offer. So today, folks, it's a nice treat. We have Donna Tashjian with us. And Donna's the founder of Vibrant Living International, a nonprofit organization. She's a life mastery coach, an ordained minister, podcaster, and an author. She helps bring accelerated transformation to people across the world. And she empowers you to master your life, your spirit, soul, and body. And Donna's been speaking and coaching for over 25 years. She's developed powerful programs and workshops to help her through life's transition, to help you through life's transition and pain to achieve your goals and your dreams. She also produces a podcast called You Were Designed for Greatness and has written 3 books. And her clients say that she has a knack for turning fear into excitement and exposing lies so the truth can shine through. Welcome, Donna.
Thank you, Kara.
Excited to have you.
It is a pleasure to be here today.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so let's dive right in. Let's talk about what you have going on, what your true, dig deep into your passions and what you like to share with everyone, and maybe even touch into a little bit of some of the things you're mentioning as far as exposing lies, or just give us some examples and things like that. So, yeah.
Well, the core of everything I do is I want to help people live vibrantly. So that and how that and what we each of us need to live vibrantly could be a little bit different, and where we are today. And I have a great passion for people who are entrepreneurs and small business owners, and because we have a dream, we have a vision for something, and it's a lot of times it's our baby. It's like we nurture it. We do this with it. And then when something seems to not go right, it can really hit us hard.
Sure.
And learning how to traverse adversity and disappointment is one of the things, because I had to do it. And just a little bit about my history. I was a mother at the age of 15. And it was not a consensual situation. That's enough to tell you enough.
Wow.
And I had a little girl. I had to figure out how to raise her, how to finish school, how was I going to provide, and then let's not even talk about the emotions, the anger, the fear, the resentment. And in the decade, we're talking a few decades ago when this was going on, their parents hid their girls. It didn't matter why. So there was shame and embarrassment and words that were spoken that were not edifying. And so when I talk about overcome adversity, that is one story. I have others, but that was a huge and a very young age to try to figure out how to overcome things in our life. So I tell that story to let whatever it is that you faced, we probably had similar emotions and disappointment and our dreams going. You think I had dreams that all of a sudden didn't come true? Absolutely. And so learning how to overcome that is one of the reasons why I created one program called Turn Your Baggage into Luggage.
Oh, I love
and
that.
It is, how do I still do this and create the life I love? And all of us in the last 2 years had disappointments that we never anticipated. And so there are things that could derail us. But how can we turn those disappointments, those fears, into launching pads for even something greater? for even something better than we could imagined. And when I talk about turning fear into excitement and turning disappointment into luggage, if you will, which, if you can picture it, you're going on a trip, you've got your sun hat, your sunglasses, all of the things, and you're going somewhere with your brightly packed suitcase ready for fun. That's a way different image to me than baggage.
Yeah.
And so learning how to make those kind of transitions is I have a few tips today that I can share that you can implement immediately to learn how to do that. One of the things is always look for the gift in the adversity. Now, you may have heard that before, but I'm going to tell you a story that you probably haven't heard before. And that's one of the things that's different between baggage thinking and luggage thinking is I'm going to use this to grow and become stronger and better. And I'm going to look for the gift. The idea of looking for the gift makes it feel like if your life was a book, that this thing is not your whole life. Boy, did it feel like it was my whole life.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's a chapter, a paragraph, a page of your book instead of your whole book. And you begin to look down the road, so to speak, to be able to say, where's the gift? How am I going to get stronger and grow through this? And the analogy, this is, of course, a made up story, is two kids were put in two different rooms and they were filled with manure. One kid sat down and cried, my life is full of, which we've all done, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've had those days where it feels like everything's, the stuff has hit the fan. It's like, it's all those days. And so this kid is just crying, there's no, hope. Stinks. The whole world stinks. Everybody's against me. And I've had those days. And the other little kid, which for my analogy, I like to call a girl for some reason, she knocks on the door and they said, yes. And she says, can I have a shovel? Of course. Why would you like a shovel? Well, with this much manure, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere.
Oh, that is great, Donna. I love that. But yeah.
And there's a pony. We've got our pony. We just have to look for the pony. And sometimes it's shoveling poop to be able to get to it. But I would not be influencing people around the world if I hadn't went through what I did. There's other joys. I have a little girl from that. But, it's just, there is something about beginning to change your perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you lost the sale, if you didn't get the deal you thought, if your employee is causing you problems, all of the things that can come up as business owners, begin to look for the gift and make decisions from a place of hope, not from a place of I messed up again or some other emotion that's attached to it. So that's one idea. What do you think of that?
Well, Donna, really, the chills have hit me twice during this conversation. Yes, you are so empowering and you're absolutely right. It's turning the lemons into lemonade, right? And the glass half full or, the glass half empty. And it's all perspective. And I love what you're saying too, about what you said about it being it's a chapter or even a page or even just a paragraph. It's just a little blip. Yep. And I've said that to my kids as well, as far as taking a timeline and looking at that timeline from a 50,000 foot view, if you will, right? And then it's just that little dot, whether it's the car or whatever, a boyfriend or girl, whatever it may be. But it's like, guys, this is nothing, feels like it right now, but it's you're learning from that and it's going to make you stronger. It's, what you don't want, right? Learning about what you don't want too can certainly point you in the right direction. But thank you for sharing such a personal story with us too.
My pleasure. Which brings me to another tip. And I hope you guys are taking notes because you can really apply these things to your life. It is from my program called Choose Joy. And I use it in other parts too, but it's helping us with our mindset and being able to look at things in a better way. And one of it is realizing whatever you focus on you empower.
Mhm.
Whatever you focus on is magnified. It grows. Good or bad, it
Yep.
doesn't matter. And if I'm looking at my problems and everything that's going wrong in my life, they seem to get bigger and it's all I can see.
Mhm.
But if I begin to look at things that are going right or that I'm thankful for, think they begin to grow. And so at any moment, one of my mentors said, everybody's 15 minutes away from depression. All we got to
Mm.
do is focus on everything that's going wrong, because at any point in our life, there's things that are perfect or great and things that are not.
Mhm.
There are things about the house you live in that you love or you don't love. There are things in your city that you like or you don't like. So
Right.
everything that we go through, none of it is perfect, right?
Right.
So at
Absolutely.
any point, I can focus on, I mean, you talk about relationships. I can focus on the things that my husband doesn't do that I like, or all of the things and ways that he shows me he loves me.
Mhm.
And I've chosen both, and our days are really different according to what I chose.
Right. I love that. And you're being very honest too. It's not always joy.
No,
You will get stuck
you
in that
know,
day. Yeah.
and it's so easy to teach it, but it's not
Yeah.
so easy to always walk this
Yeah.
out.
When you're living it. Yeah.
I sit here and go, I need to go listen to my own thing, because it's like,
Yeah.
so learning to be able to know, choosing joy. I love the name because it's a
Mm.
choice.
Yeah. You're
We get
absolutely
to
right.
choose what we want to focus on,
Right.
even when I heard a great story in one of the books that I was reading recently, and somebody commented to a woman in a wheelchair, I am so sorry you're confined to that wheelchair.
Mm.
And she said, confined? This wheelchair has set me free. I'm not bound to my house or my bed. I can go anywhere I want.
Oh, I love that. Oh my good. Right. It's the way you look at it, the way you perceive it, the way you want to live it. Exactly. Yeah. I thank you. I'm all about that. It's all about what you focus on for sure. You know, and it's before, well, so for me, it was the law of attraction and all of that. That's when I really became aware of that. Whatever, maybe 15 years ago or something like that. I forget when that came out, but um, prior to that, we'd have, for example, say a couple of friends or a couple of friends of my husband's or people that he worked with, that it's like, how can so many bad things happen to one person, right? Or how can there be so much drama,
Mhm.
right? And it's when you realize that they brought that on, or they like that, or they it's almost like they feed on it. It could,
Yes.
that's all it can be. Because how can this keep happening? And there would be a few people, and it was just
Yes.
one thing after another, like, my goodness. And I mean, no, we don't, of course, bring bad things into our life, but I think, like you said, the focusing and making it bigger, and
Yes.
then coming around and talking about things that are going on and just making it so incredibly horrible. Like, no, this could have been very simple. This could have been scaled down to just a little argument, we'll
Yes.
say, right? Get into specifics, but it was just, you can see this in day-to-day life, the way people
Absolutely.
um
Which you mentioned the law of attraction. I also have created a program called Life by Design, Not by Default. How can I create a life that I design, not just feel like life is happening to me? And in that, I teach about the 10 laws of the spirit, which law of attraction is just one of them, but it's the one that's highlighted the most. But there are 9 other ones, and gifts that we possess. Intuition would be one that you're aware of, and that how do we make sense out of this? How do we utilize, how do I apply this to my life? The world today is so full of information, but the wisdom of how to apply it personally is one of the things that's missing from the life, because law of attraction is only one of them. And there are more that work in harmony together. It is not that necessarily that people are bringing it on themselves, but I recently met with one of my clients, and she felt like that she had to be punished for past mistakes. And therefore she did not deserve XYZ. So that's not that she's desiring it. She feels like that's what my life is supposed to deserve. And so we keep getting the same thing because of she didn't even know she was believing it.
Yeah, great point.
Until we begin to uncover what was behind the behavior. So I deserve to be sick, or I don't deserve wealth. I messed up too much, or if I had it, I'd probably screw up. And so I never seem to get it. And there's all kinds of, those are just a few. There's all kinds of things that this Life by Design programs, and it takes people who have a dream and desire and helps them bring it to fruition by learning these laws, how to actually apply them to our everyday life. And how many books have we read and we don't ever apply it?
Right. Yeah.
And learning how to actually apply what we're learning. The other really thing that we do as business owners is we create goals. How many of us had New Year's resolutions and goals for the year and goals for the quarter, and break it down into the month? And then what do I need to do each week, and et cetera? And we have all of these. Any good business owner creates some kind of plan for the year. The hard part is, how do I walk this out?
Yeah.
And that's why I created Empowering Habits. And this is an amazing program because it has 9 videos to teach us how do I create an empowering habit that I will actually do? And how do I eliminate the ones I don't want to be doing and I keep doing and I don't know why I'm doing it? And so this program is set up where you watch 3 videos, you have a coaching session, you watch 3 videos and you have a coaching. You can do it in 10 days, or you could do it, in the length of time you want.
Love it.
And this program's only $100.
My goodness.
And so it's a special that I'm running for the first quarter of the year. So this is something, I don't know when this is going to air, but I will honor it.
Oh, thank you, Donna. Yeah, I would say within the next couple of weeks. So now
that is something that is an amazing program to help people to achieve their goals and to get to what they want. So those are some of the things that I've shared a lot today of little different things, but I want to help people live vibrantly, and the people that are where we both have a lot of us entrepreneurs feel like we're kind of the weird duckling because nobody else in our family may or may not be. At least that was my story. And so figuring out how to encourage each other and be part of a community that is believing in encouragement is what I like to create. So any questions for me from all of that I've just shared?
I know. I wasn't even expecting all of this. I'm like, oh, this is fabulous. Oh my goodness. I don't even know which program, the first one, I was like, oh, that sounds amazing. And this last one too, you're right, because it is so hard. We have great intentions. We really mean it when we set those goals.
Yeah. And
for whatever reason, right, you just they become derailed little by little.
It helps you uncover how your brain works, what's the mindset around it? Why do I keep doing the same thing? And how do I create the habits I want? This uncovers all of that.
It's wonderful. Thank you. So where can we find that? It'll be in the show notes, but if you can say that now for anybody that's just ready to type it in their phone right now.
Yes. My website is the letter I, then vibrantliving.com. There's a program tab and all of the programs are listed there.
Great. Wonderful. Well, I'm sure it's going to go crazy now, especially with that price point. My goodness. Yes. Thank you. And thank you for honoring that for our listeners, depending on when they do hear this.
When they hear it. Yes.
Perfect. And then Donna, I always ask, at the end, it's so hard to choose one book or one documentary, but what do you think off the top of your head? What's one book that just really stands out to you?
Well, when you're asking that usually for me, the last book I read
Yeah, right. Yeah.
As it's the freshest in my mind. And I read it once and I got to go back and read it again. It's one of those books, but it's called The Big Leap.
Oh, yeah, that is a good one. Yes.
And so his name is Gay. I can't
Gay
remember.
Hendricks.
Yes, Gay
Hendricks.
Hendricks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
great book.
that is a fabulous book. I have read it and studied it through once, taken a bunch of notes, and now I'm going to go through it again and do that again. So that's a great book.
Wonderful. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. I actually, when I read that, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago, and somehow got lost in the vortex of the rabbit hole of looking at Gay Hendricks and watching all sorts of videos on YouTube. And so I feel like I know him now, but yeah, no, great guy. And that's an excellent book. So thank you for sharing that. And thank you for being here today. I really,
My pleasure.
This has been incredible. And you're very authentic. So you fit right in with the authentic expert. So
thank you, Kara. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you, Donna. So yeah, please come back again soon.
Thanks for listening to Authentic Experts with Kara James. Please leave your feedback and visit strategicadvisorboard.com to get the latest and greatest business advisement on the planet. Follow us on social media for updates, and we'll see you on the next episode.